No, I mean, come on now. I seen your Twitter account. We've talked. You've dealt with rappers. Like, we tell a rapper, I'm like, hey, man.
No, rap niggas are the worst. First of all, look at this hoe ass nigga right here. Look at this bullshit.
What?
Like, why?
Oh, yeah, because it's that time for them.
It's that time of year.
It's that time for them.
It's that time for mediocrity.
that's what it is, huh? They're gonna be out. I saw a bunch of trucks chasing down a Joe Biden bus, and I was like, I don't think he's on the bus. Like, well, what y'all doing?
But racists are really stupid.
Yes,
they're very stupid people
out there. Just I just feel like they're super emboldened right now. Like now, now's the time. Now's the time.
Dog, when this motherfucker loses this bitch, oh man.
You think he's gonna lose?
Here's my thing. If he does lose,
I
think he's gonna lose.
I don't think he's gonna lose.
I think he's gonna lose, but he's not going away. Like, here's my thing.
No.
He's gonna wind up on OWN or The Blaze. Like I said, my man is even taking shots at Fox News.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna wind up on the internet with Joe Rogan and
of course,
boy,
a podcast is coming,
and he's just gonna have his own little cult. He got his own crew of people that think he's the second coming of Jesus, and that's all this egotistical narcissist man has ever wanted. And the sad part is, we're going to get to see how he acts when he's not being presidential. Because for the last 4 years, this has been presidential for him. This has been him on his best behavior.
There's probably a reality show that he's been filming behind the scenes. That documentary's coming. It's going to be trash, bro.
Or what's going to happen is all the people that worked for him are going to start telling all about how bad it really was.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely coming. So
that's definitely
that's like a go-to thing where it's like once you leave the Trump campaign, you're like, okay, well, guys, now that I'm on here on the other side, it was horrible over there.
It's like, really racist up there.
First of all, we said it. We saw it was horrible.
This nigga ate spoonfuls of mayonnaise
every day. Said he was healthy.
Everybody
wasn't even a good mayonnaise.
He
got the flavored Hellmann's. He was eating the flavored Hellmann's. About a spoon.
Called every black person colored. I'm like, this nigga is out of touch.
Well, he already says in public. He says my blacks. It was like that's what my blacks. You're like, oh.
Remember his first run when that nigga said, "Look at my African American over there."
African American over there. And I don't know how to say it because I don't think people see. I said, can you imagine if Barack Obama said, "Hey man, look at my Caucasian over there."
What's funny is like there's no better. I don't have better words for it, so I know this is gonna be like not politically correct, but I really think this nigga's mentally retarded. I think that man might
in the actual medical sense is what you're
saying. I think he might. I think he might be stupid for real.
He has a learning disability. He has
like
a learning. Yeah. There we
go.
Certifiable stupid. I think you're also talking about it, man. I mean, if you're looking at him historically, because I don't completely blame him. A horrible person, but when you get down to the end of the day, it's like he's failed at pretty much everything, and he's always been told that he's a success. From day one. Like from day one of his life. Like no matter what, go bankrupt, it doesn't matter. You're doing a great job. Like
white people fail up.
They do. I think white people fail. They look at like the one. They look at only like the silver lining. They're like, "Well, you lost all your money." Well, I made great friends. Like, no, that's not.
That's not money, but my nigga, like, do you?
I was on time with my projections. No.
Yeah. Did you see this woman I'm married to?
That's the go-to when you
I'm no longer a virgin. I'm no longer a virgin. I failed miserably, but I'm no longer a virgin.
There you go. That's the go-to when you have nothing else. You just start talking about family members.
Well, guys, welcome to In My Humble Opinion.
Don't let me. You know what I'm saying? I was waiting. Golly. This man just steps on my black and ugliest ever. However, I stay used to down to my socks. It's your boy Chips Ahoy, Avery like a very nice guy. Ding, Avery like a very nice guy. And we're back with another In My Humble Opinion podcast. I'm here with my brother, my blood brother, the bald wonder, Just Divine.
The bald wonder? That's a new one. That's a new one. I appreciate that.
Just Divine.
Thank you.
That's a pretty solid one.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. I said the two guys with hairlines are going to gang up on me. That's great.
And
that's awesome.
We have the winner of the 7-time winner of the Sexiest Man Alive Award.
Seven times.
He's been on In My Humble Opinion before. Singer, songwriter, former trainer. The man's in so much shape. He makes me look terrible. I hate this man, low key. Doing songs with Mac Fame, which I love, Bun B, Slim Thug, and with his album Blood coming out 11/13, returning triumphantly to In My Humble Opinion podcast. And also, he's a new member of the Illuminati. He'll talk about it.
Jack! He's in there.
He's a wrestling fan too. So
what the Rock is cooking.
Of course.
I was say, does the Illuminati membership, do they send somebody out? Is it like an Evite, or do they send you like an envelope?
They hit me in the DMs, bro.
Oh,
Okay.
that's great.
No, that's a serious that for real happened.
Oh no, I saw.
Like,
I want you to talk about it.
That happened. That's happened like 4 or 5 times this year.
Whew.
And the first time they said, we would like for you to come to a meeting. We know that you seek fortune and fame. Come join the illustrious Illuminati. And I said, will there be snacks at the meeting? And their response was, yes. I said, okay, cool. Well, here, the conversation I always have with them is, since y'all got all this money and shit, go ahead and send me my money now. I need a deposit because you called me, brother. I didn't come looking for you. So you don't have the leverage here. So I need $100K in my bank account right now. Because y'all the Illuminati, y'all know everything. Y'all know my bank account.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, wire that to my account right now. And then we'll talk about, whether or not I want to be a member, if this is suitable for me. You know what I'm saying? And then so they always block me after that. So that's a problem.
They just find you again. Next time they slide, they're gonna send you a snowflake and say you so icy there, you a glacier boy. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a glacier boy. You know what I'm saying? Give me my bread. The first time though, when they did that shit, they gave me a WhatsApp number to contact. So I hit them up. I took it further. I went on ahead and hit them up. Yo, bro, I need my bread. They told me you was the guy to talk to. And of course it's a Nigerian nigga.
Yeah.
No, that is not how it works. You mother sucker. So like
the Illuminati are like Forex traders.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then is around like a month or two ago is when I was actually put into an Illuminati conspiracy theory video. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
What?
That's exactly what I'm referring to.
Yes. So Devon, you're thinking about when I got invited into the Illuminati.
Yes.
Avery's thinking about when I was actually put into an Illuminati conspiracy theory video.
Who put you in that video though? Or who'd you see?
Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
Larry Johnson?
Yes.
Oh, wait. This
not Grandmama. Not the real Larry Johnson, but the nigga from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say to him on Twitter?
He said mad. Something. He said something basically blaming Megan for
that's what it was.
Being shot.
And I said,
nigga, you spent 5 years of your career that we know of where all you did was beat women. Like all you ever did was beat women. Like you remember when he first played and he was aligned in some type of way affiliated with Rock Nation, with Rockefeller Records?
Yeah.
And he was throwing a diamond up every time. Like Dame Dash severed his relationship with you because you couldn't stop beating women.
Damn. Stop.
Like, this is all you've done. Like, you choked a woman until she was unconscious. And like, that is a Googleable. This is a Googleable thing.
Yeah. All of his stuff is out there. These are
got 5 mugshots on
These are solid facts that are out there. So you told him that, and that kind of went viral.
Yeah.
It was such a solid and compelling argument. Like, hey y'all, are y'all gonna listen to this wife beater?
Yeah. Because that's what you do. And the first time he did it, the first time he said some shit out of his mouth about Megan, and it's not that I like. Look, me and Megan don't have a relationship. We're not friends. Like I've never met Megan before in my life, but I'm also seeing the cruelty of people sometimes when, like when things are happening in their lives that can happen to any one of us, right? Yeah. So like the first thing that happened was when she lost her grandmother, right? No, she lost her mother. She lost her mother. And this nigga's on Twitter talking about how her mother must have been an Illuminati sacrifice.
Yeah.
So that was my first thing. I'm like, fuck this nigga. So then, so I fast forward, I say what I say, it goes fucking viral. And not that I'm really looking to go viral for like telling a nigga that he's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like I would rather my music go viral, but whatever.
It will.
But then what happens is, like those gossip sites picked it up. I think like Shade Room or whatever. I don't even like the Shade Room. Like I never want to be on the Shade Room for anything. You know what I'm saying? So they posted, and then all of these people are like tagging me in it, like, "Oh, Jack, oh nigga, you went viral, bro. Pub your music." And I'm like, dog, I'm never going to use me. I'm never going to use the trauma of anybody else to boost myself up. Yeah. Like that woman got shot in the foot. Damn. What do I gain from being like, hey nigga, by the way, got an album coming out? Like that's whack as fuck to me. So
you be like Tory Lanez.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. You see how that worked out for him.
Don't be like Tory Lanez. That should be the message.
Absolutely.
Just reading the room. Just one question. Did anybody listen to that album? That's Tory Lanez album?
No. I did not, and I will.
Neither did I. All right, continue. That's it. That's all I want to know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna talk about that nigga because that nigga ended up on Clubhouse the other day, and they gave his ass the business. Really? But anyway,
look at Jack flexing. Clubhouse is for people that are cool. We ain't got no.
No, it's not. It's in beta right now. So look, it's in the app is in beta right now.
Did Joe send it to you? Did Roy send you an invite?
No, I got Steve-O from Houston, music engineer. Oh. So I actually have like 7 invites left. So like, you know, I'll send y'all the invite, bro. It's like,
hey, okay, all right, you hear me here. When this comes out, if I ain't got an invite, I'm gonna be angry.
Illuminati, here we come.
I got you.
I want to join the Illuminati.
Yeah, I too would like to be. So, because that's where we have our Illuminati meetings right now in Clubhouse. So, anyway, so fast forward to about a month. I'm at 5015, and I see my guy Brody. He's a DJ, and I'm talking to Brody, and he said, "Oh, my nigga, I didn't know you was in the Illuminati, bro." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Oh, you ain't seen the video." I said, "Nigga, what video?" He said, "Man, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get my phone and I'm gonna show it to you." So he pulls out this phone and he sends me this shit. And I said, "That's Larry Johnson." So what he did in response right before that was he went on his Instagram and he took a screenshot of what I said to him, and he didn't respond to me. He just said some wild, wacko shit about how he's been delivered by God and how everything has changed and how he was a part of evil, whatever.
Basically, he was like, "I've been forgiven." Like, that kind of thing.
Basically, what he said was, "I'm a Christian now, so I'm going to still beat these women up. I still don't like y'all, but I'm a Christian now, so I got a reason to beat your ass, right? Yeah. So he did all of that, and so I look at the video. I finally watched the video the next day, and this nigga's on like, it's a 20-minute video, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And so he gets to the part of me, right? And he says, this tweet was posted by a man named Alex Freeman. And so this is how I know Larry Johnson can't read. This is how I know he can't read. He took a screenshot of my Twitter bio that says Jack Freeman. My Twitter name is _Jack Freeman, right? He took a picture of me from like 3 years ago, and he wrote in the text Alex Freeman, and then he said my name. He said Alex Freeman out loud. Like, that's how I know he can't read, because you saw it, and then you said it wrong, and then you wrote it down.
He was like, nah.
So then he goes, and here he is pictured in front of an Illuminati chalkboard. So, or Illuminati checkerboard. So here's the thing about that picture, right? In New York, there's a restaurant called Vandal. And it's a really dope restaurant. There's a club underground or whatever. But when you walk into it, there's like an entryway kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's a bunch of swirly checkered, it's like an art piece pretty much. And it covers every wall in there. And there's a doorknob on the wall. So like the door is hidden pretty much. And when you open the door, you open into this whole new world of like a restaurant that you didn't even know was there unless you've been there 1,000 times, right? So I took a picture in front of that board, in front of that wall, right? He called it the Illuminati checkerboard. So that was the first thing. Well, that was the second thing, actually, because you got my name wrong. Then he said, now let's look at his picture. Let's look at his bio. So my bio on Twitter is, I sell feet pics on OnlyFans. I'm a CEO of Trust Us Records. And I never met a racist who could fight. So he breaks this down, right? He says, I sell feet pics on OnlyFans. I don't know what he's talking about. Then he says, CEO of Trust Us Records. I couldn't find anything on that. And I'm like, bro, if you just want to find anything about Trust Us Records, just turn on CB4, bro. It's a CB4 reference. Like, yeah. I was watching CB4 one day, and I was like, Trust Us Records. I fuck with it. Then he said, I never met a racist who could fight. And then he took that, he went and he scrolled so far back, like 2 or 3 years back, to a video of me doing a mitt workout with a woman, right? That woman taught me how to box, right? She taught me the fundamentals of boxing because she's a fucking middleweight pro boxer. and she will watch this nigga. So he was like, you couldn't find any male partners? Now, mind you, he skipped all of the videos of me training with men. He skipped all of those to find, like, he only had to go back like 3 weeks, right? So then he says some wild shit like, and there's no secret that he's from Houston, go figure, you know, just like Megan Thee Stallion is. Then he said, the only record label I could find in Houston that he was affiliated with was Mills Records. And he said, here's the logo with the Illuminati eye, with the all-seeing eye. And I said, bro, I've never even heard of Mills Records. Never heard of this shit. So then he goes, since he wanted to go back 6 years on the TMZ timeline to find my history, I only had to go back 2 to find this picture. This is him pictured with John Legend, who he never talks about. But, and then he posted like this screenshot of his Twitter. And I'm like, nigga, I don't talk about John Legend because I've met John Legend one time. like, what is there to talk about? Yeah. That I love this nigga's music? Or like, what do you want me to talk about?
You know what's this, though? Larry Johnson. I say, you know what's great about this? Larry Johnson was up in the middle of the night. I'm assuming 3, maybe 3:30.
Doing a deep dive.
A deep dive into who is Jack Freeman, and got your name wrong.
He got my name wrong, and then literally everything he said after that, he just made up.
Yeah,
he just made it up.
Larry,
like I said, and here's Devon and Avery pictured together.
Mm-hmm.
Avery is a well-known member of the Medellin cartel.
Wow.
Like, just wild shit.
I'm
bro.
Colombian
like,
now.
Sweet. Yeah.
Like, Larry, if you see this, Larry, please do a deep dive on us. Please.
Oh, please.
This nigga was retarded.
I know you're bored.
And I said to myself, you know how I know nobody listens to this nigga? Because it was up for a month and no one said a word.
Oh, snap.
Like, that tree fell in the forest and the other trees didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone was around to hear it. They just didn't give a fuck.
It was like,
So,
Larry fell again.
Actually, the most attention it probably got was me actually talking about it on Twitter.
Oh, no, this is fantastic.
Yeah, but I was like, I wasn't going to address this shit, but I just want to let y'all know how stupid people can be.
That's
and like
funny.
how easily, because the point was, you see how easily niggas can make shit up?
Yeah, man.
Like, niggas can just make things up. What the fuck is Mills Records?
For real.
I don't even
At least you could have said Rec Shop, bro.
I'm amazed.
Or Rap A Lot or something. Like, what the fuck?
I'm amazed at how quickly people can just get on there and make whole internet online careers of just, I make up facts.
Yeah. Just make up the alternative facts.
Yeah.
Like,
all the way out, I mean, from Larry Johnson to your president. But, make stuff up. But we got to still talk about, we talk about your career and your real career, not the illuminati. Let's move off of Alex Freeman. And
absolutely.
His ties to the underworld. The last time we had you on, and we're just gonna back up. Go back and watch Jack has the current record for our longest interview. It was fantastic.
It was.
His first interview. I am gonna say, please go back and look at it. A Hispanic man pops out of a sewer grate in the middle of a football field. Freedom.
He did.
In the middle of that interview. And if you read that story, go back and look at it.
Yeah.
But Jack gets into a lot of fantastic things. Shortly after our interview, I'm looking at Jack's page, and he scrolls back. He does a nice little scroll, and he's in Russia. He's in Russia. I was like, what is Jack doing in Russia? Please tell us. We going back because you were out there.
Yeah. So I want to shout out my guy Quentin Moore. He's a singer out of Dallas. Last summer, he randomly followed me. I didn't know him really. And he hit me like a couple of weeks later. He was like, yo, I'm going to put you in the game with these dudes that do tours in Russia.
Okay, brother.
What did you say? And I said, all right. So a couple of weeks later, this guy, he's from Belarus. And essentially what he does is he brings Black artists from the city, from the country, to come to Eastern Europe and do tours for people that typically don't get that type of music, because a lot of people tour Europe, but they don't really hit any of the Soviet quote unquote countries. So like Kazakhstan, Russia, like you very seldom hear that. You hear that they go to Amsterdam, Germany, London, Spain, those types of places. But like very seldom do you hear I am currently in Russia doing a tour in Russia. And Russia is a huge country, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like I believe there's like 166 million people in Russia. And it's a big landmass too. It's huge. So we ended up scheduling it for July or June 2020. But around Halloween, around this time last year, I got a message. I think it was November 1st, actually. They said, hey, somebody dropped out of their tour at the last minute, and we need somebody to be here in like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, can you do that? And I was like, all right, I could do it. And so
they fast-tracked my visa pretty much, which, fun fact, there's a visa office in Houston. There's only like 4 or 5 visa offices for Russia in America, and one of them is in Houston. So I was able to just go in there, give them my passport. It took 10 days, I believe, to get my passport back with my visa in it. And basically, they paid for everything. They paid for all of my travel. They paid for my room and board. They paid for my food while I'm out there. They made sure I had drivers around when I was out there, and they did promo. Did a little PR out there in those places. So I ended up doing a condensed version of the tour because of the timing and because the last person dropped out. So a lot of venues were afraid of, who they would bring and if they were going to sell tickets or whatever. So instead of 8 shows, I believe I did 4. And I did 4 shows in 3 different cities in 2 different countries in 8 days.
Oh, wow.
And so I flew in to, my first show was actually in Almaty, Kazakhstan. So the geography of Almaty is it's very, very close to China. And let me tell you, brother, I went to a party in Kazakhstan, and they are some hip hop heads, bro.
Yeah.
Like to an extent of like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're playing Simon Says by Pharoah Monch, and niggas is breakdancing.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, but then they're backdooring it with YG. Like,
wow.
And so what was funny was they played bitch nigga, snitch nigga, hoe nigga, snitch nigga by YG, and I'm looking around to see who's saying it, right? Because I'm the only nigga in it. So, and I'm like, ain't nobody saying it. Like, not even in the song. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. Actually, funny story was I was in there, and obviously I stick out like a sore thumb because I'm the only black person in there. The guy walks up to me and he goes, it was clearly a man of Asian descent, but he definitely had a Russian accent or a Kazakh accent. Mm. Hey man, I love your swag, man. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Houston. You ever heard of it? Houston? Oh my God, I love Chameleonaire. I said, what? And he said, yeah, and Paul Wall and Slim Thug, man. I love them, man. Do you know them? I said,
funny enough.
Actually, yeah. I know these guys. He said, no way. And I was like, watch. So I pull up Slim Thug's album and I'm showing him the features. I was like, yeah, I'm Jack Freeman. Yeah. I'm a singer. Oh my God, can I have a picture with you? I was like, yeah, sure. It was dope. So that was cool. And then what really got me about that was, so the next day they took me to, because they really want you to really, the thing about Russians is they really want you to enjoy and have a good experience in their country or in their city. And Kazakh people are the same way. Because there's such a stigma on it, and there's so much misinformation, and there's no information on it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't know what Kazakhstan. I hate to say that I'm just picturing Borat. And
well, yeah, so people only know Borat, and if you're a fight fan, you know Khabib.
Yeah.
Other than that, you don't know anything about Kazakhstan.
No.
You don't know anybody who's been. You don't know anybody who.
No, actually, one of my friends is stationed in Kazakhstan, but I still don't know nothing.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So what I learned, and I don't know if it's just like that in Kazakhstan, but in Russia, most of the things you hear about Russia come from the government.
Yeah.
So it's either our government or their government, because in Russia it's communist country. So there isn't a whole lot of outspokenness being done about their president or the things that are going on in the country, because, you do that, you go to jail, right? Yeah. So out there, I had no reference material for this. Like, there was nothing I could go on. So, but they really want you to enjoy where they come from. And so they're like almost overly, they almost overcompensate. Like they're almost too polite. Also because you're a black man in a country where there's no black people, right? So the lady that drove me around and was like my translator for Almaty, she came up during the day. She's like, hey, we're gonna pick you up at around noon and we're gonna take you to see the city. I was like, okay, cool. She's like, and then you have your sound check at 5 o'clock. We'll get you back in time for that. So okay, cool. So they come pick me up and they drive me like the equivalent of like if I was downtown Houston, they drove me like to like damn near like Conroe or something like that. It's like a drive. It's like a hell of a drive, right? It's like 30 minutes. Straight shot, no traffic. It's like 20, 30-minute drive, right? Get there, and I'm in the mountains, bro. Like, I'm in the, it's like, it looks like Aspen or like Big Bear.
You in the mountains. The snow's on top?
Yeah, and it's November too. It's November. So they took me to a ski resort. And they just kept taking me up and up and up and up and up. And I'm like, oh my God. Also, I drank a lot the night before. So that ski lift is rumbling a little bit.
Yeah.
And I am holding on for dear life tonight. So I'm on this ski resort and people are just looking at me like on some, who is this nigga on this nag? Like this is the only black person on the resort. Who is this man? And so people wanted pictures. And it was just the weirdest thing, right? So anyway, we go do sound check. We come back down, I go do sound check because every city that I was in, they had a different band for me. So they had to go by charts and stuff like that, sheet music to like, which I don't even have sheet music to my music. So did all of that. And they were like, okay, we'll take you back to the hotel. We'll give you some time to get dressed, and then we'll bring you back. So I go take a shower, I come back, and mind you, the first day that I was in Almaty, Almaty is 12 hours ahead of Houston. So I get there at 4 a.m. in Kazakhstan time, and it's 4 p.m. on a Thursday in Houston. Yeah. So things were starting to get weird for me because I got a DM from somebody from Moscow, and they were like, your show in Moscow, I wanted to get tickets for it on Sunday, but it's sold out. And I said, well, if it makes you feel any better, I'll be there on Monday too. Okay. Yeah, I looked at those and they're sold out too. I said, shit. So I had to like find somebody to get that. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And so I asked the lady in Moscow that I knew, I said, hey, they're telling me the show is sold out. And they were like, yeah, it is. They're like, you sold a lot of tickets. So I'm like, okay, cool. So anyway, fast forward, I'm in Almaty. I get dressed. The lady comes and picks me up and she says, Jack, I can't find a seat. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I work for the venue. And normally when we have concerts, I can sit down. But we had so many people that we had to add tables. And now there's no seats.
Oh, damn.
And now I have to stand at the bar. And I'm like, what is going on? I said, but that happens a lot, right? She was like, no, that's never happened. I'm always able to find a seat. So I get there. It's maybe, this room is kind of small. It's about it probably seated maybe like 200. And so we do that show. I get up, leave from Moscow the next morning. I get to Moscow. We're performing in the botanical garden. And we're inside the greenhouse of this botanical garden. And it's November, so nothing's bloomed yet. So it's just all green. It looks like a rainforest in there, right? It looks like some shit. It looks like some shit that should be in a movie, right? Yeah. So I do the sound check. I get backstage and I'm eating or whatever. And my friend Anna from Moscow, she's Armenian, but she grew up in Moscow. She goes, Jack, you sold a lot of tickets. I said, yeah, like what's the capacity here? She's like, it's a little over 300. I said, oh, it's okay, cool. 300 people, that's dope. She was like, Jack, you sold 430 tickets.
Oh, damn.
She said she said I was watching them like add chairs. And then she said, there's people standing on the walls, Jack. And I said, what? And she said, yeah. I said, but that happens though, right? Like people come down here all the time. And she said, yeah, we've had a couple of sellouts, but not like this. Like you oversold the venue. And I said, damn, okay. And I remember at one point in the show, I was like, yeah, this next song, and I hear a guy go, cold-blooded.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I look down, and he's on the first floor, on the first row, and he goes, and I said, my guy, you've been listening.
My comrade.
Yeah, so I said, but I'm gonna get to that song a little bit later. He's like, okay, it's okay. And but then I start singing. I start telling him about this song, Nobody. Mm-hmm. And somebody else in the back goes, whoa, yes. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, because they have like an etiquette that's different. So like during the music, they don't say anything. And you are wondering if they actually like what you're doing. But when it's over, when the song is over, is when the eruption of applause comes. And I'm like, oh, they really like me, you know, that kind of shit. So man, that was a dope night, man. It was super dope. And then I did the next night at a place called the Kozlov Club, which is a really well-known jazz club in the world. Like people go, like you go to Moscow and, you know, if you go to hear jazz, it's at the Kozlov Club. Kozlov Club live streamed the entire show on Facebook on great cameras, by the way. So that whole thing is on YouTube. You can watch that. We oversold that venue as well. And we were in the largest room. There's about 300 people there. Left there, ended up going to a place called Tula, which is about 2-hour drive. So in relation, if Houston is the big city in Texas, it would be like going to maybe a city like Beaumont.
Okay.
So a little bit country, a little bit more Texas or more traditional Texas. And so that's what they are. So they even speak less English over there. Did that. It was dope. The coolest thing about all of this was that like the language barrier didn't change the way that they retained the music. Yeah. So they're thanking me for being there as if like, you know, normally I'm used to telling everyone else, yo, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Like, this is amazing. And I did like basically makeshift meet and greets at every show. So I was like, when I'm done, you know, I'm gonna sit down here, I'm gonna take pictures. All of these meet and greets lasted a good hour, bro. Like they're just lined up and they just want to give me a hug. And then like one lady, man, she didn't really speak a lot of English. She's like, I didn't know what to get you, so here. And she just handed me an orange, like it was a clementine. She handed me a clementine. And I was like, what? Like, and everybody's like, oh, and I was like, this is amazing, man. Give me a hug. Like, this is dope. Like, I never hugged so many white people in my life. And I remember one guy, he was a doctor, and he came with his 2 daughters and like his son, or either it was the daughter's boyfriend or something like that. And he's sitting on the front row, and he said, come and drink with us. I said, okay, cool. So I'm sitting at the table with this family, and they were just like the most genuine people. They just really, really enjoyed the shit. Like I pretty much can say like every night I probably gained another 150 Instagram followers just off of each show. And it was really, 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 really dope. I went to Tula and afterwards ended up at a strip club. Funniest night ever, because they played Russian music all night, and these strippers were not great. They were not great. But
they can't even twerk to the Russian music.
Boy, they wasn't even twerking. They was grinding that back on there. But no, like if anybody's listening, if anybody's been to Moscow, you could probably attest to the fact that Moscow is a beautiful city, man. It's dope. For any women watching, if you like to shop, Moscow is the place to go shop. Really? Yeah, they got all the high fashion, because you got to think about like the women that are there. They're all tall, slim, model built, runway model type of women. So, you know, they gotta have their clothes. So, you know, that's where everything is. All of the major, they have stores that are comparable to like Neiman or Saks Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
But like even more so, like they, you know, like Moscow is like a New York in that kind of sense. So a lot of dope stuff, a lot of great architecture, man. Like the way it's cool, the way they combine the old architecture, so they don't really tear things down. Yeah. So those old churches and government buildings like the Kremlin and all of that kind of stuff, like that's there next to some new architecture that's like, you know, a high-rise apartment complex or a new office building. It's really, really dope. Really, really dope, man. So yeah, and then I was supposed to go back in June and COVID hit and that kind of put a damper on everything. So they moved it to January. So Lord willing, we'll be able to go in January, but the second wave is starting to come up. So it's kind of rough right now. So
Lord willing, you will be able to go in January. And when you do go in January, you'll be able to sing songs off your new album, Blood. Tell us about Blood.
So Blood, I probably won't sing those songs there. So Blood is a 3-song EP. I felt compelled to write this music for a lot of reasons. So Blood, the reason why I call it Blood is when you're looking at the state of the country at the moment, and even in Nigeria right now, like it's a lot of crazy shit going on. And there's a lot of blood on the hands of the people in power everywhere. Whether you're talking about the COVID pandemic, whether you're talking about the endless police violence, whether you're talking about the casualties of protests from that, the blood is on the hands of the people that are in power and the people that support that. Yeah. So if you're running around here still flying Trump flags, the blood is on your hands too. You are equally as responsible for damn near 300,000 people dying in 8 months as the president is, right? And I just wanted to say that, you know, in a way that that only I know, the only way I know how to say it. So that particular song is featuring Delorean and Propain. And they make the record for me. Like, honestly, I'm not even on the record as much. Like, it's almost like it's their song, the way I gave it to them and gave them the opportunity to kind of like say whatever's on their brain. And so it's a really, really amazing song of just like me talking to people about like, this is why you're responsible. So like one of the lines, the first line I have in there, like on the teaser, it says, been a nigga since birth, according to you. So what that means is basically, I'm already a problem to you being born. And then the next line is, but if you like the way that I speak, then I'm one of the few. So it's always, you guys have probably felt it at work. Oh, you're not like
I knew what you meant when you said it.
You're not like those guys.
Yeah.
I get all my jobs via phone.
Yeah. And then,
like when
so
I walk in, they're like, oh no,
they walk in, they're like, oh, we're looking for Devon. We're looking for Devon.
Devon.
Yeah, Devon. Devon Dudley. So, and then as I get into my verse a little bit more, I say, if you and me had the same God, how could you go for that? So, like, all of this shit, like when people talk about, I'm voting for Donald Trump because he appeals to my Christian values. All that really means to me is, especially when black people say it, is all that really means to me is you don't like gay people and you don't like niggas having abortions when they want to.
Yeah.
That's all that means.
Yeah.
Because what other Christian values do you have? Yeah. He can't even quote a Bible verse.
Yeah. He can hold a Bible right now.
Yeah. So if it's really about God, how are you letting this happen?
Yeah.
And I said, they're killing children with the same rod. You spare a rod, you spoil a child, right? Killing children with the same rod. How you ain't noticed that? And then so I get into mine, and then D-Lo, you know, has a very, very spiritual, more so verse, because he's a real soulful nigga. So it's like, you know, a lot of his raps are really spiritual in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, Pro comes with a more aggressive style of just like, you know, I'm about the streets and I'm about my people, and basically y'all niggas is out here cooning.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great way to start it. Actually, and also the first voice you hear on the EP is Tamika Mallory's speech after the George Floyd killing.
Really?
And yeah, so I took that sound bite, and hopefully she don't try to sue me or some shit like that for it. But you know, I'm sorry.
Come on, Tony Dog, figure it out. Figure it out,
yeah.
Tony Dog.
Yeah. So, but actually, Tony just gave me these beats and didn't know what I was gonna do with them.
Really?
Yeah. Like I just told him, I was like, look, I'm going to make some shit that you are going to enjoy. Just know that. And so, you know, I even, you know, because we spoke more to like the civil unrest in the country.
Yeah.
But I also knew that, it was something that was a little bit cathartic for Delorean, because Delorean's mother actually had COVID and recovered from it.
Yeah, man.
But her boyfriend did not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that maybe he was going to touch on that a little bit, and he may have, just in his own ways. But but it's a great song, man. There's no real structure to it. There's no hook to it. We just talking our shit. And so the next song, Black Skin, is it's basically, you know, we go through a lot of shit in this country, whether it be police violence or systemic racism or the prison industrial complex or our ancestors being sold into slavery, convict leasing, Jim Crow, voter suppression. It's insane that I even have all these things to list about this shit.
Yeah, and you're nowhere near being done.
You're not
nowhere near.
Yeah.
Nowhere near, right? In the end, though, we're proud people, man. And most of us, there's nothing we'd rather be than black, right?
Yeah.
As hard as it is to be a black man in this country, a young black man in this country at that, I don't want to be anything but. I would not like to wake up white.
Yeah.
I'd never want to be that. As hard as it is being a black woman in this country, you don't want to be, a lot of these women don't want to be anything more than just the black woman that they are.
Yeah.
The beautiful black woman that raised us.
The non-black women want to be black women if you look at Instagram.
Right. So to that point, and this is actually the most that I've ever gone into the particular project. Like, this is the most in depth I've gone to it. So I'm glad we're having this conversation. The first voice you hear on there is a lady that it might have been Angela Davis. I'm not sure. But it's a young lady, a Black Panther back in the 70s. She's got an afro, and it's in a documentary, and it might be a Black Panther documentary of some sort, where she's talking about how someone asked her, what is the afro? What is this style? And she said, for years, we were only told that whiteness was beautiful. So we started to straighten our hair and wear our hair like white women. But then it was an awakening, and we're now aware of ourselves, and now we're embracing our hair and the consistency of our hair, whether it be kinky or whatever. And now you got white people trying to wear their hair like us.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a part in there where the kids are in the back there, they're singing along, they're singing Black is Beautiful and all that kind of stuff. And then she said, you dig it? Isn't it beautiful? And, you know, so like, for that, like, it's really a beautiful thing to be a Black person, right? It really all is. The struggles we go through, all the things that we're able to create from the shit that we do, like everything you love about art is because of us.
Yeah.
Right. Everything that you I remember the Joy Theater in New Orleans, they had a marquee up around the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor at the height of it, right? And on the marquee said, everything you love about New Orleans is because of Black people.
Yeah.
And
true.
I was like, yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
And even through all of this shit, right? You got all these corporations. We hear you, we see you, we believe you, all of this stuff. And they do all that bullshit campaign to keep their dollar coming. And none of them really, a lot of them did very little to nothing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ben and Jerry's, because Ben and Jerry's was out there.
Well, they
was being real,
throwing Molotov cocktails everywhere. Yeah. But I knew that in my message music that I'm putting out, that it was very important for me to explain and to remind people that we're going through a lot of shit, but Black people still are the greatest people on this earth.
We are.
And we should always feel that way, right?
Yeah.
And that's not even to down any other race. I'm not even trying to down white people when I say that shit. But yeah. I love being Black, and I want my people to love being Black. And I want us to love each other enough to know that we ain't got to kill each other to get where we are. We ain't got to down each other to get where we are. We ain't got to body shame to get where we are. We ain't got to, and when I say Black people, I mean all Black people. I mean Black women, I mean Black men, I mean Black trans people, I mean Black gays, Black lesbians, all of that shit. Like, we're all fighting the same fucking fight.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of niggas who are pro-Black, but are only pro-Black when it comes to Black men.
Yeah,
I understand.
Well, we see we see you on Twitter, and I think you especially see it as like a microcosm, because Twitter seems big, but it's not.
Yeah,
you see those personalities, and there is this like, I am very much pro-Black. Just this sliver of
until we start talking about these gay niggas.
Yeah. I'm not
and then it's like, well, you just told me you love Black people, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's a problem to me, because it's a lot of artists that are like that. It's a lot of rappers that's like that.
Really?
And yeah,
really?
and they're you know, and they saying it out loud, and they saying it with their chest, and I'm not understanding it, because especially when it comes to the Black to the gay aspect of everything. Like, if we're, let's say that we're really in a war, right? We're really in the trenches. We're really in Afghanistan, right? And we're fighting against Al-Qaeda, and there's a drunk man trying to cross the street right now, and it is 3:56 in the afternoon, and this nigga is stumbling. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And if you're asking, yes, he is.
That was not part of the setup. He's really
yeah. He's just out here just tripping. I don't know where he's going. The gay aspect of it, right? We're in a war, right? We're in the trenches. We're getting shit thrown at us, right? Niggas is bombing us, right? If I'm sitting next to Devon here and you, and we're shooting, I'm shooting next to Avery and Devon, and I'm looking, and I'm like, wait a minute, time out, bro. Before we finish fighting, I need to know. You like boys? Because if you do, you
can, you know,
I don't want you protecting my back. That ain't never happened in life, right?
Yeah, never.
So when it comes to Black people, right? I don't care who you going home with at night if we all fight the same fight.
Yeah.
If niggas is fighting for me and they just happen to like men, so what? Yeah. If I'm getting jumped in the street by a bunch of white boys and a group of gay men come, I don't care what they wear. I don't care if they just left a drag show.
Just help me.
Mm-hmm.
If they see me out here and they help me, I'm never gonna stop the yo, stop everything, my nigga. You gotta take that dress off, bro.
For real.
Cause that shit gay. It's never gonna be like that. It's never gonna be like that. When I played football, if I got hit, I was never worrying about if the nigga hit me so hard, the nigga that hit me so hard, if he was gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't never worried. If the nigga caught a touchdown on my team, I ain't never saying, hey, take them points back, bro. He like, boy. Like, what the fuck
take
is
the
that?
points back. I don't even want them. No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's odd to me that it's like that, right? So back to black skin. Black skin is about just loving your black ass skin through all of this shit, right? Like I just told you that there's a lot of blood on people's hands when it comes to us, right? So also in the middle of all of this shit, we trying to find joy. We trying to find, like, it's a pandemic. We just watched the nigga get basically suffocated to death for 9 minutes on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Then we look again, and these niggas is operating no-knock warrants and shooting women while they sleep.
Yep.
A white woman walks into a house, the wrong house, and shoots a black man, and then gets like 7 years or some shit like that. We watched a kid on a playground get shot within seconds, bro. Like 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You know, and they say he looked like a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 12-year-old. We watched Mike Brown lay in the middle of the street for 3 fucking hours before they moved his ass. Mm-hmm. And they tried to tell us that he was some hulking figure bullying a cop who was bigger than him.
And in a car.
In the car.
Like 50
who had the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched a man on his body camera sneak around the back of a house, and instead of announcing himself, shot through a window and killed the woman with her kid on the couch with him.
Yeah.
She just watching a movie.
Yeah. We see all.
And it was a non-emergency 911 call.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We watching all of this shit, right? And it's hard because you feel guilty about jamming that new Drake song or that new whatever, or you feel guilty about, like, man, I just want to go have a drink, bro. Like, I just want to go kick it and just like unwind. Like, I don't even watch the news no more.
Yeah.
So there's a time where you have to say, man, you can still be proud to be black, even though niggas don't want you to be proud to be black.
True.
So if you're not proud of being black, it's because they don't want you to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you got niggas out here talking about there is no such thing as racism, look at me, I got a job and I got this, and y'all niggas need to put yourselves up by your bootstraps.
By your bootstraps.
How do you pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Tap dancing and cooning and all that kind of shit. That's exactly what they want you to do. Because every time they do it, Donald bring your ass out there. Look at my African American.
Yeah.
And
immediately
they like me. And so, you know.
Immediately.
Yeah. But I digress, right? It's important for everybody to know that you, as a black child, as a black kid, as a black man, as a black woman, as a black, and the blacks in the LGBTQ community, like, it's still okay to be proud to be who you are.
Yeah.
And there's still some people out there that's gonna protect you and that's gonna at least speak up for you at the very least.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's really more of an anthem. Just for black people to just feel it, right? Yeah. And a lot of that shit I wrote in that song, a lot of that shit I wrote on the way to the George Floyd protest. Like, I'm seeing all of these black ass people around here, and I'm like, damn, like this is a beautiful thing, because it ain't a bunch of it's not a bunch of people backbiting, and it's not a bunch of people blaming and pointing the fingers at each other, because we don't need that right now.
Yeah.
We don't need none of that. We don't need dissension in it. Now, do we have problems within our own community that we need to fix and we need to address? Absolutely. But right now, we need to get to this point where, like,
You know what I'm saying? It's just like the relationship you're in. If you married and y'all just had an argument on the way to the party, you ain't gotta tell niggas that y'all had an argument on the way to the party. You know what I'm saying? You can go in there and say, this is my wife, bro. Like, this is my husband, and we in this bitch together. So if anybody tries, we together. You know what I'm saying? And then we can go home and be like, yo, that shit you did yesterday, I'm still mad that you didn't put the dishes up. I'm still mad that you didn't get home the way that right now, we got to be a unit, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Black people have to be, as a family. Like, I don't give a shit if you rich or you poor. I don't care if you light skin or you dark skin or all of that stuff. Like, yeah, we got colorism and all shit, but that ain't because of us. Yeah, we got poverty and we got rich Black folks and we got poor Black folks. That ain't always because of us.
Yeah.
That's because, there's a lack of resources in these communities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And a lot of people, so when you looking down on that poor Black person, like, they just don't have the same opportunity as everybody else. Everybody don't have that opportunity. There's schools out here that don't even have computers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So in the end, no matter who the hell you are, you gotta at least sit back and be like, man, it's great being Black. It's great to see that. So that was Black Skin, right? And then the last song is Burn. And first line in there is sometimes I feel like sometimes I feel like peace is overrated. Being the best behaved nigga I can be. Sometimes I think that rioting is overstated. Sometimes I gotta break a few things for you to see. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, during that time, like, niggas was burning shit down. Niggas was burning down Walmart the other day.
Yeah.
In Philly, right? And that shit worked.
Yeah.
All that shit they did in Minneapolis, it worked.
Yeah.
It
speaks volumes about what we're taught. Because I would tell people, I grew up in Sugar Land, so I would talk to white people and be like, why do you think they talk about Martin Luther King and not Malcolm X? You don't think punching a person in the face works? Like,
right. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I believe that you needed your freedom riders, right? You needed the ones that did the sit-ins and were nonviolent.
You do.
Like that, and they prayed about this shit. Mm-hmm. But for every freedom rider, there should have been a Black Panther behind them. Like, no, them niggas ain't gonna do nothing to you. I will.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's how it's worked a lot when you talk about, not just with Black people, but when you're talking about people that are rising up, there are usually both sides to that coin that are coming out. Even where you look at, it's the Martin Luther King riots of the language of the unheard. Like, this is not, you can talk about whether riots should happen or not, and y'all can debate that all left and right. But if you can't get to the underlying reason as to why the riots occurred, then you are not interested in stopping riots.
And you missed the whole point.
If you wanted, you could get back to this. Yeah.
And what we've learned is that these people only respond to violence.
Yeah.
They only respond to violence.
That's true.
I have no desire to film a racist at a gas station.
No.
I'd rather slap you.
Yeah.
I'd also rather you not even approach me to begin with.
I'm always amazed the people and what they put up with on these videos.
Wow, guys, so racist, racist. Look at this. Look at this. No, nigga, put your phone down and knuckle up with this nigga, dog. Like, come on, man. Like that's my favorite genre of video, is watching racists get their ass whooped.
I spend nights just sitting there watching racists get their ass whooped and just seeing
like out here. Like when old boy pointed the bow and arrow at the protesters and they mobbed on his ass.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. And then he lied and told everybody that he
I think that's the favorite thing about those, because they always happen in the same. There's a strong level of aggression coming from the racists, and there's very little pushback. Like a slight slap. And all of that aggression just melts.
Mm-hmm.
Then it help me. Help me.
Help. Oh my God. Like they when they mopped old girl at the that was in that wheelchair that really wasn't supposed to be in the wheelchair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In the
that
scooter.
Was on Twitter. That was
they mopped her, dog. She looked crazy out there. She looks so crazy out there. So like Burn is about that, right? So like the hook is basically like it's like I'm saying we all fighting the fight in this world. So and
in the process, if I die fighting this fight, basically I'll be okay. But just know that the fight ain't over. Y'all just keep going. You know, like you playing ball, man. Somebody get injured, next man up, bro. Like we gotta win this game, right? So, and you know, so it says, if I die fighting this fight, promise everything gonna be all right. Just know that it ain't over now. And if I die, if you call and I'm not there, promise you'll put one in the air when you on the way to burn it down.
That's
because nigga, I've been telling people that if anything happens to me at the hands of these police or just racist white folks, or the George Zimmermans of the world, or whatever, I do not want you hugging this nigga. I do not want you forgiving this person. I do not want you telling everybody, calm down. You know, we have to look into their hearts. No, we know their hearts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody that we forgave, they appealing they convictions right now. That woman that killed Botham John in Dallas, she's been in jail 6 months.
Yeah.
And she appealing.
The cop is suing Breonna Taylor. The cop is suing.
Suing Breonna Taylor's boyfriend for pain and suffering.
For shooting Breonna.
For pain and suffering.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just talking about this with Joe Budden on Clubhouse, actually, where the cop, remember the cop, they beat up the black man and they charged him with damaging police property because he bled on the uniform?
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of shit. These people ain't trying to, they're not remorseful about what they doing. Name one person that killed a black person for no fucking reason that's remorseful for what they've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Name one person that did any of these exclusive ABC interviews after the fact and said, man, I really, really wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah.
I really like back. And even if they see the error on their ways and they say, look, I just saw a black man and my racism kicked in. And I've hurt so many people because of this. That man had a family. That woman had a family. These people had kids. You know what I'm saying? This person had parents. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, there's never been that. No. It's never been none of that. That white girl sat up there that killed Botham Jean and sat on that stand and cried like a fucking idiot because they knew that we're forgiving people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're compassionate people. And we really, you scared, like Cat Williams said, y'all niggas think that we really gonna do to y'all what y'all done to us for so many years.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And we really ain't on that. We just want to go home
and be left alone.
That's it.
We just want you to leave us the fuck alone. Yeah. Let me listen to my rap music in my car. Let me wear my clothes the way I want to wear them. Let me tint my windows. Let me just drive home, bro. Let me come home from work. Let me do all that shit. But if it happens to me, bro, I'm telling you, I don't want peace.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that kumbaya, let's hold hands with the police and take a knee and all that bullshit. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, bro. I will haunt every single one of you niggas, dog. I promise you. I will haunt all you niggas.
Every single one of you niggas.
I will haunt your souls, my nigga. And so at the end of that, there's a soundbite of Malcolm X on the street. I think he's in Harlem. The man says, this might have been right after he came back from Mecca or something like that. And he said, the man said, do you think that progress is being made in America? And he gave that whole, he said, no, I'll never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and you pull it out 6, that is not progress. Yeah. If you pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is being able to heal the wound that's being made. He said, but we can't even convince you that the knife is there.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
And so that's the last song on that shit. So that's like a breakdown of everything. And, the reason why I did 3 songs and not a full album or anything like that is because after a while, doing message music is a lot of preaching. And you don't want to keep preaching about the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I just wanted to say what I wanted to say and get back to what I do. And hopefully it touches people in their time of
whatever it is that they're going through, whether they're not going through anything and they're having a great time, or they're dealing with this COVID thing, or they're dealing with police brutality and racial unrest, or this fucking election. And, you know, by the time it comes out, the election will be over. So we'll know exactly what the hell is going to happen for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really important that, that I had to get that across. And I also want to shout out Music Matters and SRG ILS. This is my first project under a label, under a distribution contract that I have with Universal, pretty much. So, and I learned very early what it's like being on Universal, because the teaser was actually a minute long. And when I posted it, the moment I posted it, Universal said, "Boy, hell no." And they said, "You got 29 seconds because it's unreleased music. So after the music is released, then you can do whatever you want to do with it. But before that, you can't post more than 29 seconds of it." So that's why the teaser.
Universal did a takedown notice on you?
On you, nigga, on your own stuff.
On your own stuff.
They deleted my shit within 30 seconds, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Universal.
And I had
5 minutes.
And I spazzed out on the like, I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, we got 2 weeks to drop this shit, and I can't post an Instagram. Like, I wrote the song. Yeah. What you mean?
Mine.
And so
Universal on it.
They're like, look, these are the rules. Like, and they broke it down to me and said, look, if it's not released yet, they want to protect everybody involved. So anything over 29 seconds, you can't post with the music.
Okay.
They said, once it drops, you can do however long. So I had to go and re-edit the teaser and get it in, you know, that way. But like, but yeah, so that was my crash course in Universal. That's also how I knew that I was in the Universal system at that point. So, so yeah, shout out to everybody working diligently to get this project out for me. I really can't believe that Universal is allowing me to yell at white people for 3 songs for my first project.
I can see why you're not touring Russia with this, though. Like,
yeah.
Definitely. You never know. You might be out in Russia and somebody be like, "Black skin," like
Black Lives Matter. And if they do,
you're like, cue it up.
Cue that thing up, baby.
There you go.
Down here. Yeah.
I think the best thing about this is that picture you took with the man that knew all the Houston artists in Russia. He's gonna put that out. And you took pictures with a number of people at meet and greets. The lady that gave the Clementine and all that other kind of stuff. Yeah. And there's video of this sold out concert. And all of this stuff is going to wind up in Larry Johnson's next Illuminati video.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Like, it's going to happen. Did Alex?
He's a Russian operative.
Sell out.
Like, he didn't even get to the Russian part, and I was like, "Dog, that should have been the shit that you was going on."
I'm saying,
like, should have told me I was fucking booting out here, bro. Like, you know. Also, the other thing I neglected about Blood, which is very important, is that first of all, shout out to Grant Tucker for the album artwork, and also the teaser is part of a short film that'll be out after the EP drops. Okay. Very important part of that is the building that I'm standing in front of that says St. Mary's Community Center is a building just outside of Austin in Bastrop County. That building is on land that my family has owned since emancipation. And that building also happens to be the building that was once a school where my grandfather and all his brothers and sisters went. Okay. So that small building has been a part of my family for years. The space out there is where we have our Juneteenth celebration every year. Without spoiling a lot of the short film, I took a visit, which is about a mile up the road, to a cemetery that about 90% of the bodies buried there are ancestors of mine. It's something that I've never been able to do. I didn't really even know it was there until a couple months ago, actually.
it is a place where like some of the first in my family are.
Yeah.
Some of the, like, you see some of these headstones and you're like, man, like, couldn't even imagine living in that time. You know, some of these people are there were freed slaves. You know what I'm saying? And they're right there in this very old cemetery. They don't bury people there anymore, but it is something that is a part of ours. And I'm proud to be able to say that in my family, like, we were some of the, I don't know why, but well, actually, I kind of do know why. In my family, there's people in our family, some of my ancestors, who are direct descendants of the slave owner. They weren't just owned by the slave. And they were direct descendants. And funny story, one of the, we have a branch of the family, the Westbrook. So basically, you could make the argument that any Westbrook in America is probably related to me in some kind of way. Yeah. If you trace it back to a certain place, they're probably my including Russell. So the story basically is on the Westbrook plantation, he had his wife and then he had his mistress. His mistress was believed to be either full-blood Hawaiian or from Madagascar. Mm-hmm. They had a son. He had I think he had something like 6 kids with the mistress and like 8 kids with his wife, right? This is wild. Like, he was out there stroking. So he had the kids, and then the boy, one of the firstborn male, there was the Scroggins plantation came and visited the Westbrook plantation, and they had a girl with them, and he fell in love with this girl. And his father, the slave owner, said, do you like her? He's like, yeah. He said, well, I could buy her for you and you can marry her. So it happened. They married. The wife taught her how to cook and clean and do all of these things. Actually, on the Westbrook plantation, they taught every slave how to read. Wow. It's the wildest shit. Like, I don't understand why they did it. I don't get it, right? So emancipation comes, and a lot of those slave owners helped our family acquire land. And there's like 400 or so acres in Bastrop, because it's like, it used to be like 1,000, but some had to kind of give up their land because they couldn't keep it up or whatever it is. So there's just like a lot of land out there. And I said, and I asked a cousin of mine, I said, why did they do that? Like, what could have possibly, all of these people are, we've been looking for 40 acres and a mule for a long time. And a lot of my family got their 40 acres in a way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It doesn't erase none of the terrible shit that they've done. You still ain't shit, but why? You know what I'm saying? Like, after all of this, why? You know what I'm saying? And they were just like, I don't know. They just felt like they wanted their children to have, like, because that is their child, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my son. It might be a son out of wedlock. It might be an illegitimate child, but
yeah, but it's still my kid.
They're like, let me help out this little mixed baby.
Little black baby. Technical difficulty. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So, in the short film, there's a little glimpse of that. A lot of people don't know that I'm related to a lot of Overtons, and that's important because up until last year, the oldest living war veteran in America was a black man named Richard Overton, and he died at 112 years old. And he also is a cousin of mine, and so it was a cool journey to kind of get there, and we're still working on the other things that we want to do for the short film. So just be on the lookout for that, man. I'm sorry I got long-winded on that, but yeah.
That's okay. You got the short film. You got the EP that's coming out. It's distributed by Universal, so when it comes out, we'll be able to post more than.
And Universal, you know I'm Illuminati, so.
Yeah,
out here.
The Illuminati went to Russia. You've had a
Lucian Grange.
Lucian Grange. Yes,
out here.
Grange. Universal
out here.
Yes. Goodness.
Out here.
We appreciate you coming on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We always like talking to you. We see you on
I appreciate you having me, man.
Fighting the
Did
good
I break the record?
Stop getting into fights with Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
Look,
that's not
Larry
going to stop. He's still going to keep being an idiot. So it is.
Fuck Larry Johnson, man.
You heard it here again. Fuck Larry Johnson. That's his word.
Always that.
2 times.
And the group of people that follow him. Like,
absolutely.
I'm sorry, not follow. I know some people out there follow Larry Johnson just for the shit's
entertainment value.
But the people that follow that ideology, I don't even care. I don't like arguing with them. I
could just imagine they watching him like, oh shit, for real? Mills Records?
Yeah.
Mills Records, my nigga? Damn.
Who would pay attention to Larry Johnson? Like, what? Like,
me and Arian Foster have this running joke now. Like whenever he says something, and I'd be like, yeah, I couldn't find anything on that. Every time I do it, he busts out. I'm like, dog, this shit's crazy. Mills Records, man. That shit wild, dog.
Almost as funny as how many names you dropped. Oh my God, Arian Foster. Joe Budden, God damn it, nigga. I gotta pick them all up. This nigga dropped so many names.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know when it's coming out, but his next album is phenomenal, bro. Just on a series like that. This nigga.
Wait, whose next album?
Arian Foster.
Okay, just
tell Arian we follow him on Twitch.
We do.
Tell him to come on the show.
Yeah,
Arian Foster's hilarious.
Yeah, we're supposed to do a Twitch stream because I was telling niggas how much I think Arby's is a drug front and how it can't possibly be good because don't nobody be there, right? Yeah. So he was like, nah, bro, Arby's ain't that bad, man. I said, nigga, you're a serial killer. And he said, so finally I talked to him. He was like, bro, I ain't had Arby's in a long time, like since I was a kid, but it's really not that bad. And he was like, look, we should go and get it together one day. I said, I will only do this if we Twitch it.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you right now, my theory, and this is a long-standing theory, it's been documented on this show many times, is that Arby's and the Mattress Firm and Long John Silver's are a conglomerate.
Yes.
Drug front and money laundering. Because I've never heard anybody ask to go to any. There are too many Mattress Firm locations.
Yeah.
There are not enough beds out here.
There's
not that many beds.
Ain't that many beds because it's hella homeless niggas out here with no beds. So what are we doing?
Heard anybody say, "Yo, let's go to Long John Silver's or let's go to Arby's." I've never heard it. I don't get it. Arby's is the only place where if I was in line, I would look at the menu.
You know, we live near the bed quarters, Devon. Mattress Firm, the bed quarters. That's what they call it.
Look. You know what?
But no, this is the thing. One more thing.
I'm not gonna say her name.
They are highly secure. They are highly secured.
Look.
Because they got cocaine in the mattress.
Exactly. I'm like, you got a point.
I'm not gonna say her name, but my friend works at the Mattress Firm, and I'm not gonna say her name, and I don't cross her because I'm sure she could put the green light on me.
Dog,
like she's always
Devon,
like,
I'm telling you, to bro, Devon, I'm telling you, I've been saying that Mattress Firm was a drug front for years. I said, nigga, that shit is a drug front, and they're like, dog, what are you talking about? I'm like, dog, have you ever seen anybody in Mattress Firm? No. Are the lights always on?
Always.
Absolutely. Who's working in there? You don't know because ain't nobody in there.
Nobody.
And why is there a Mattress Firm on this side of the freeway and then across the freeway?
Why?
Don't make no sense to me. Don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
And then Arby's, I bullshit you not. There's an Arby's in Cypress, right? This Arby's has been, I've been passing by this Arby's for months. There was a truck parked in the drive-thru every day that I drove by there. It was the same truck. It was the same truck. And it wasn't closed. It was 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Arby's is a drug front And because you remember when they did that report that they bought Buffalo Wild Wings for $9 billion?
Yes.
Where did Arby's get
all
$9 billion?
Where did they get the money?
I also would like to know where the J.P. Morgan cocaine bin came.
We don't talk about
where that boat go?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Couldn't find anything on that one.
Nothing.
But I bet it went to Arby's.
I'm telling you, Arby's is in the game heavy.
Y'all ever wonder about like Hershey's chocolate? If you're getting chocolate and you gotta get it from the same plant, what do you do with all the other stuff? I've always wondered that.
That's true.
What do you do with it?
You're getting deep.
You're just gonna take this and be like, throw it away. I'm like, no, you're getting too deep.
No, we're gonna eat this.
You're getting too deep. You know what I'm saying? We should have Larry Johnson get to the bottom of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
because
Arby's, I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. Arby's so lazy. They just their slogan is "We have the meats." Yeah. They didn't even come up with
we have the meats.
Okay, we got the meats.
But I do want to admit something. I haven't been truthful with you guys. I'm not signed to Universal. I'm actually signed to Arby's.
You're Illuminati.
I'm Illuminati. They gave me $5 billion.
Wow.
Because Arby's has that kind of money to just spare. They just,
you know what I'm saying? They got it because like so many people are going to Arby's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? I just asked on Instagram and today on Twitter, what tax breaks are y'all niggas getting to just be consistently ingesting the McRib every time it come back out?
I don't know, but it,
because y'all swear by this McRib, and I just don't understand, bro. It's not even me.
People like a boneless rib.
I've never had one.
Not okay to me.
I've never had one, but I can imagine what.
You've never had a McRib?
No, I've never wanted it. I remember the fake school lunch version, and I looked at it and I go, I immediately know what that tastes like.
McRib is the fake school lunch version.
Exactly.
The same thing.
I'm never gonna.
It's prison.
The McRib looks like a dream deferred.
Started off
like, how you just gonna put random mystery meat on there and then throw some onions on it and some fake ass barbecue sauce?
That's what McDonald's does. McDonald's is like, it doesn't matter. Like, dress it up and send it out.
Yo, McDonald's is a bunch of terrorists, man.
They will.
They just be, no, you know what? They're not even as bad. The worst people is Taco Bell. Them niggas is crazy.
Really?
The Doritos Locos.
Nah.
What are you talking about, sir? No.
Don't you sit up here and despair. Look, I know you borderline vegan ass nigga. I am not there. Okay.
I just don't want
Doritos Locos Taco. Move on.
I'm just not finna eat nothing that I know finna have me on the toilet. Like, what's that? What was that chicken sandwich thing that they had at KFC? Where it was two pieces of chicken with bacon in the middle.
The double down sandwich.
Yeah.
That was called the what?
The double down sandwich.
Oh, there we go.
The double down. What
I know
are you doing, sir?
Royce had that in one of his raps, and I always think of that when I hear double down.
For $2?
Yeah.
That's not chicken.
That's not a bird.
I will say this. I think the most blatant, and fast food gets blatant a lot of times. We've talked about Jack in the Box, but I'll tell you who's wilding out right now. Burger King is giving away 10 chicken nuggets for $1, and that's horse meat. You can't.
Niggas! Oh yeah, niggas
it's
wild.
Horse,
niggas
it's
wild.
monkey. It's something. How are y'all beating the over under on meat? Like how are y'all like?
Horse meat. They've been knocked for horse meat a couple of times.
Okay.
There's smoke, there's fire.
So I have to admit something here. This is actually true.
Here we go.
In Eastern Europe, especially in Kazakhstan, they actually make steaks with horse.
How was that steak?
How was it?
I tasted it, right? so they even map the steak out like they would on a cow. Like This is where you get the sirloin, this is where you get the T-bone, this is where you get the, all that shit. It's very gamey. It's not bad.
I'm gonna point this out. Anytime people try meat that is not like we're not usually used to,
Yeah.
That is the exact description they give.
It's not terrible.
Always,
it's not terrible.
How was that iguana?
So I looked at it. I looked up like what the animal was and how they, how they make the steak and all that kind of stuff. And these are just horses that they don't allow to do labor at all.
Oh, so
because if they pull too much stuff, then they get, the meat gets tough. There's not a lot of, so these are just horses that they breed to cook.
Wow.
And actually, that was the wild shit at the ski resort on the mountain. We were going up on the mountain, and I look off to the side of the mountain, and it's just wild horses on the mountain eating grass and snow. I was like, okay,
horses.
They might have been actually. They might have been, but like this steak that I got, they brought it. I ate it with fries too. It was actually not bad. But that does not disqualify Burger King for giving these niggas horse meat nuggets for $1. Y'all niggas wild for this shit.
Too much food that they're giving away. Like
y'all remember when McDonald's was doing them those regional menus where they had the mixed spaghetti and the mixed sushi?
Yeah.
And the mixed it was another one that just looked egregious. Like like come on, bro. Like it was one of them things. Like come on, my nigga. Like, but the mixed spaghetti looked awful.
I would never want that. That doesn't sound. No.
It looked like SpaghettiOs.
Mm-hmm.
And lies. That's what it looked like.
SpaghettiOs and lies.
Yeah, those are lies, sir. Like that's why I fuck with Whataburger, because like Whataburger, they don't do too much, man.
Nah.
They just make the burger, man.
Yeah, that's
and then sometimes you say, here's a little pico for your burger. Yeah, and then sometimes they say, we're going to give you a chicken strip sandwich with the barbecue sauce that you love so much.
Yeah.
We're going to give you that. We're not finna go out here and give you the J Balvin meal.
Yeah.
I know. I don't want that.
And Whataburger doesn't deviate from their menu too much. And Whataburger, I don't consider Whataburger fast food.
No.
That's normal. That's regular cook time.
Look, though, Whataburger should give me my own meal, though.
The Jack Freeman?
My own combo?
Whataburger.
Come on, bro.
Tell them, before we get you out of here, tell them what's on the Jack Freeman. The Whataburger Jack Freeman combo.
All right. So I'm going to go with, so you got to have two of them because you got to have a breakfast one and then your afternoon.
Oh, he different.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. So, you got to get the honey butter chicken biscuit with the fries.
Mm-hmm.
With the fries,
okay.
Right? You could get orange juice or whatever you want, whatever drink that you want, right? But the real one though is that double Whataburger with cheese. Like I like the cheese, ketchup, and mustard combo, right?
As do I.
Every now and then you could throw a jalapeno on there.
There you go.
Throw a jalapeno on there, and then give me the large fry with the apple pie. And then if you just want to razzle dazzle, like how Jack in the Box was doing, where they was giving you like the sandwich, like 2 different sandwiches, you got to put the Whata Catch with the spicy tartar sauce on it that they had for like 3 months, and it was gone.
There's spicy tartar sauce?
Yeah, they did.
Yes, they had a spicy tartar sauce that was to die for, my man.
Came and went.
It was, yeah.
I can't believe you ate a Whata Catch. I've never eaten that.
What's wrong with the Whata Catch?
The Whata Catch is fire.
I just don't like fast food fish.
No. Look, the Whata Catch is
Whataburger fast food fish. It's not a McDonald's fast food fish.
Yeah, they got mystery fish at
this is a Whataburger.
Is that cod? Is it? I don't know.
No, I think it's on the cool. I think it's pollock.
Okay. Ooh,
I think the filet of fish is pollock.
Okay.
Now that Whataburger joint might be catfish, my nigga. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know.
Real
but it might be catfish, my boy.
They knew what they was doing.
Yeah, they knew what they was doing.
In the back frying up some catfish?
Yeah. And then you get the apple pie. You know what else is fire? The lemon tart there.
Really? Never tried that.
Yeah, that joint is. I don't even know if it's. I think it might be seasonal or some shit like that. But yeah, that's the Jack Freeman meal right there, man. You know, because sometimes when you get home, when you coming home and you've been drinking, you don't know if you want the burger or if you want the honey butter chicken biscuit. Because I don't eat swine. I don't eat pork at all, so I can't put bacon on nothing. I can't eat the sausage or nothing like that. You know what else is good? The breakfast burger without the bacon.
The breakfast burger is fire.
The breakfast burger. I eat mine with bacon. I'm cool.
I eat mine with bacon too, but I'm riding with you.
You remember they used to have breakfast
than us though. He has abs, so I don't have abs, but that's probably because of the bacon.
Yeah,
but you know what?
I eat catfish though. Catfish
ain't even fish, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trade bacon for abs though. It's not gonna happen.
It's not worth it.
Well, it wasn't even that I wanted abs. It was like when I tried to eat bacon again, I got sick.
Oh,
so I was like, "Oh, that's not happening anymore."
Oh, no, you gotta power through that.
Oh no, we won't be powering through anything. I'll be powering through that toilet. Is what's gonna happen to me.
You gotta just
with a headache.
You come
out. That's what happens with when you join the Illuminati. It's like bacon.
That's true.
Because that's just your body. You know, it's poison. So your body you gotta poison yourself every now. It's kind of like how you don't drink Coke for a while and then you taste it and then you're like, oh my God.
Or about how you don't do Coke for a while and then you come back. That's just me? Never mind.
I know nothing about this.
That's just you.
Don't worry about
this.
That's just you.
Okay. Yeah. My bad. Me neither.
That might be how you get. So that might be something for the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? That we're not in it yet.
When they told me they was gonna have snacks at the meeting, I did not trust them. Because like, what kind of snacks we gonna have, bro?
Arby's have amazing snacks.
You gonna have a Nature Valley granola bars? You gonna have a Nature Valley granola bars?
Nah, the Illuminati gotta have like a nice buffet. Like
they gotta have a nice buffet. You got to. It gotta be better than that shit that Clemson went to when they won the championship last year. Gotta have something better than that.
It's gonna be Arby's. The fact that's like that's where Arby's is getting all the meats.
We have the meats.
We have the meats.
Illuminati and all this. It's gonna be that. It's just there you go.
I'm telling you that. And when y'all go into Arby's to record this, I'm telling y'all gonna walk in on a drug deal or a murder. Like y'all got the one. They're like, oh, nobody comes in here. We thought
let a nigga get that. We might unlock Arby's gate.
That's what it is.
Like anytime you order an Arby's meal, it come with a child. Like how they did with Pizzagate. What the fuck? Where did this kid come from?
Like whoever's up there is nervous because you know they don't know how to cook nothing. You want
they don't know how to do shit.
A number what?
These niggas are selling fast food cold cuts. I am angry about it.
I'm talking mad shit, but one of my homegirls, she works at Arby's.
What does she do at Arby's?
Murders people.
She knows it's trash.
Is she on fries at Arby's?
I have no idea what she does.
You don't know what she does because she murders people. That's all. No, I work at Arby's.
I work at Arby's.
Yeah.
You work for the Arby's cartel.
That's what it is. Like,
she says it's trash. She's in another
state. My friend that works for mattress firm.
Cali, but she knows it's trash.
My friend that works for mattress firm is like they sell so many mattresses, and I was like, all right, you keep telling me that, but
do you think
see it?
Do you think Arby's has? Do you think Arby's has a Larry Johnson meal?
The meat would be tender because it's beaten so much.
Yeah. No, you know what? And see, here's the thing. Jack, he's got his career. He's got things going. Larry Johnson is going to have a field day with us if he hears this because we are nobodies. Like he can make up literally anything and make a complete Wikipedia page for us.
That's fine.
Duvall killed people. And I was like, what?
He can talk about my 8 children with no wives.
Larry, if you're watching, I hope everything bad in the world happens to you and you only.
And that's where this episode will end, on a negative note. On a negative note. We want to thank you once again, Jack.
Thank you guys for having me, bro. I really appreciate it. I always enjoy hanging with you guys. Yeah, man. Once this shit calms the fuck back down, I want to come back to the studio.
Yeah, we'll be in the studio.
We'll definitely have you back.
You know, I'm hoping for. I mean, I'm wishing a lot. I'm hoping Biden gets in. I'm hoping people correct a lot of stuff. I'm hoping things happen. I hope people start taking this seriously.
Yes.
Hope, and we just get through this, and then we can go outside for real. Although Houston never really closed. We closed down for 8 seconds.
We did.
We were just like, back out.
1 week.
Absolutely. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Rest in peace to the Bishop Rance Allen, man.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
Man, rest in peace to him. I grew up listening to that guy's music. If you are a Black singer in this world, even if you think you wasn't inspired by him, you were. So, so shout out to Rance Allen. Rest in peace, brother. And yeah, man. Yeah. So I appreciate everything, brother. We're gonna be back hopefully soon. Book a table every second and fourth Saturday at Trez Wine Bar. We back performing, man, doing our thing. So book a table real soon. My birthday's coming up. We're gonna have a birthday party on the 7th.
November 8th, man.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna be the big 3-2. Yeah, so we're gonna get it in, man.
There we go, man. Once again, in my humble opinion, we've been Avery Like a Very Nice Guy, Jess Devon, the Bald Wonder, whatever I called him. I don't remember. I forgot already. And Jack Freeman, in my humble opinion podcast, where the opinions are humbled and the words aren't jumbled. Thank you and good night. Bye-bang.